All right, so this is our kickoff. Vanessa, oh my God, Vanessa, I haven't talked to her in ages. So welcome to our August kickoff for Confident Lady Boss. We are talking about this month, get out of the summer slump and let's get it done. So Vanessa, how are you, Vanessa? Vanessa's got.
I'm well. How are you doing, everybody? Hi.
Hi. Good to see you. Vanessa, I was thinking about you today.
Good to see you.
Oh my God, I have.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Hey, Michelina.
Hi, Michelina.
Where's Michelina?
She's got a hat on tonight.
Oh, hi,
look at you.
Hi.
You're so sexy.
I didn't recognize you with your hat.
You look good. I don't look good in hats like that. So
She looks great. You look great,
She
Michelina.
does. She does. So as I was saying, we're kicking off August. We'd get out of the summer slump and let's get it done. I'd like to say let's get the shit done, but hey, it doesn't matter.
Get shit done.
Let's get the shit done, okay? So tonight we're going to talk about Get Free. But before we do that, we had Caroline. She's going to come back on because she had to pick up her kids. Caroline is a new guest. Vanessa, we haven't seen in a while. So welcome to our August kickoff. We have a great lineup this month, some great speakers coming up as well, Madeline being one of them, who's going to join us. We're going to talk about that later.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Nancy, do you want to go first and introduce yourself a little bit?
Oh, sure. Nancy Humphreys. I am a counselor. I help people realize their dreams and get through their conflicts and aspire to their dreams. And I don't know what else. I live in Connecticut.
Good.
And yeah.
Awesome. And you live near Michelina. You both live in Newtown.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh.
Michelina lives in Newtown, and she's a health coach. She'll share about what she does. But Janet, welcome to our webinar.
Hello, ladies. Good evening.
Awesome. All right. So, Michelina, do you want to introduce yourself next? Or who wants to go next? It doesn't matter.
Oh, I unmuted myself. Sorry about that, ladies. So I'm Michelina, but my friends call me Mick, so please feel free to call me Mick. I am a team builder with the Juice Plus Company. I'm a health coach. I'm an author of this newly #1 international bestseller, The Art of Unlearning. Thank you, Caroline. Very exciting. It's an anthology that I wrote along with 8 other women on the courage to step out of your comfort zone. But my primary focus really is to help women step into their best possible health. So I am a certified health coach, but I'm a team builder with the Juice Plus Company. So I help people improve their health through our nutritional products and our free resources, along with giving them the opportunity to build their own wealth, and financial freedom, because that's what life is all about, right? Being able to do whatever you want when you want. So,
right. And we're going to talk about getting free tonight. We're going to talk about that. So awesome. Madeline, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. So good to see you. Yay. So I live in Hollywood, Florida. That's between Fort Lauderdale and Miami, in case you don't know. I am a coach, mentor, public speaker, civility advocate, and like Michelina, a brand new international bestseller in an anthology with 7 other amazing women. Yay! And we wrote the book. It's all about flight to light. It's about using your courage. And so all these stories have to do with how all of us came out of different situations. Courage is one of the big things that I love. I was so honored to be invited to be in the book, so I'm excited. It's great to see you all. Nancy, haven't seen you in a while. And yeah, so basically that's what I do. I work with mainly women and a few good men to get better at being who the hell they are. Good. Step up to some badass courage. You know, we're in the 21st century, so we can do things, and now is the time. And with focused, intentional action, we can get a lot done.
Yes, we can. Awesome. Very good. Janet, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi. You caught me eating again. I think I was eating for last week's meeting.
You gotta stop eating, Janet.
I can't seem to get my dinner done before this thing. Actually, I just came off of my first call with from the Liz group that we're both in.
Oh yeah, Janet and I are in a challenge. Madeline, I was telling you about this. Liz Detter, she's a sales coach, and we just did this sales conversation creation challenge.
Yeah, so I just came off of my first challenge, my first conversation. So
awesome.
And it was
I hope it went well. So Janet, what else do you do?
Okay, so I work full-time as a finance associate for a graphic design company. I've been in bookkeeping my whole life, and about 3 years ago discovered that my passion was essential oils. So I am on a mission to learn about the oils and all their goodies and their therapeutic value, and to educate others. And in fact, I was just talking to this guy on my call, and I said, you know, there's so much more than just something that smells good. And he was quite shocked. He had no idea. So that is my mission, to educate and teach people the benefits of essential oils.
Awesome, awesome. So I see Vanessa. Vanessa is not on the list, so she'll probably come back. And then Caroline, you probably don't hear us because you're muted. Caroline, do you want to tell everybody what you do? I know you shared that with me and Madeline.
Yeah, I actually just took it off mute. I was keeping you on mute because I'm driving back home, but I'm actually an associate director in the pharmaceutical industry. I work full time, looking to get out of the corporate world and follow Tina's steps. So I'm looking, I have several business ideas that I want to put to fruition. So Tina and I have been talking so that she can help me get there at some point.
Yes, and you will, Caroline, like we were sharing. It's a journey, and I'm going to share a little bit, and I hope that Vanessa comes back on, because Vanessa's really been very instrumental with me, because she's my writer. She's a copywriter, and she's the one, her and I have been writing my book. And so the reason why I wanted to start August with getting freed, you know, what does that mean, get freed? My book that I'm going to be launching, my goal is the end of the year, is all about freedom, the 7 steps to achieving freedom. But for tonight, I really wanted to talk about the first 5 letters of the word freedom. And that's why I said get freed, because to keep it shorter, I didn't want to talk about 7 steps tonight. I really wanted to start off in August with 5, the 5 pillars, the five ways to get freed. And, you know, when you hear the word freedom, what does that mean to you? And I ask all of you, what does freedom mean to all of you when you hear that word? Because it's such a broad, general word. Madeline.
For me, it means total peace of mind in every area of my life. I don't think that that's possible 365, 24/7, but as close to that as possible, mama.
Yes, as close as possible. And that's key, is as close as possible. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Anyone else? What does freedom mean to you?
Well, I love that, Madeline. That's awesome, and that resonates a lot. Resonates a lot. I think freedom to be yourself, and freedom to have time, you know, enjoy things, enjoy life, and freedom to pay your bills, freedom to travel.
Yes, freedom to pay your bills on time.
That is a challenge right now. So.
Yes, I can relate to that. I could so relate to that. Let me tell you, I've had an interesting day today that I shared with Madeline. It was all centered around money. So, but it turned out to be really good, because my attitude was great, and it was really different than I've ever had before. Like last night, my glass table, my patio collapsed because of the wind. And so we lost our glass table that we've had for like 9 years. You know, we don't get rid of our stuff right away. And we're having a birthday party for my son next week. And I said, oh, shoot. So what are we going to do with no table for family? And I was like, I don't really care. Doesn't matter. It's no big deal. So we eat inside. I used to be like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Right? It's no big deal. And we're selling our house right now. So we're in the process of selling. And I said, you know what? This is what I said last night. It's one less thing to take with us.
There you go.
And we'll buy something wherever we end up living. So my attitude, so when we talk about freedom, it also could be freedom of your thoughts, you know, just the way you think differently.
I could use help with that.
You know, I mean, thoughts is huge. So anyone else, what does freedom mean to you? Michelina, Nancy.
For me, it's just, you know, there's a health component to it too, you know, that I'm free to really be able to do whatever I want because I'm in the best state of health, you know, physically and mentally. And I think that they go together. I think that no health, no wealth, right? So to me, one weaves right into the other.
Oh, absolutely. It is so true. Because I've experienced like bad arthritis and I've had really bad issues with my legs and since March. And I'm going to tell you something, when you're in pain because of your health, you're not productive. It affects your business. It affects your life in general. So if you don't have health, you really have nothing.
Yes.
You really have nothing. I mean, it's totally number one. And so that's, to me, freedom is having good health.
Yes, first and foremost, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Nancy, how about you? What does freedom mean to you? Oh, we have to, okay.
Well, yeah, I just did. I would like to have financial freedom. I don't have that right now. And that's what I would like, you know, so you can do what you want to do when you want to do it and wherever you want to go. And yeah, I don't have that right now.
Neither do I. But you know what? Here's the difference. Where someone might not be doing anything, but what are you doing today to get to that financial freedom? Because if we do nothing and just stay in the same place, nothing's going to change.
Right.
Okay? But at least see what happened, Nancy, you're aware of it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, yes, it's like, okay, I'd like to travel, you know, we're getting older. Why aren't we traveling here and there? And I'd like to go here and I'd like to go there. But, you know, being content in the present moment is also freedom.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. That could be freedom as well. Good point. Caroline, do you want to share about what does freedom mean to you?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, freedom for me is actually to have the possibility to do anything I want, when I want, and with whoever I want. So that is, I mean, it includes pretty much everything. It includes, I mean, certainly, you know, wealth will actually help me achieve all of that, but I'm not sure who the health coach is. I can't remember what her name is. Is that Nancy?
Michelina.
Michelina. Okay. Well, that's actually so very true. And for me, you know, one and foremost, and I'm in a weight loss process right now. So for me to have freedom to go work out for as long as I want to, when I want to, if it's, you know, if it means that it's first thing in the morning or the end of the day or middle of the day, you know, that's one of the reasons why I want to get out of the corporate world, is really for me to have the freedom to do it, you know, to work out and take care of my health when I want to.
Exactly. And yeah, so really good comments from everybody, because, you know, it's all around, you know, what I'm hearing is the time. And that's really, for me, where I was when I was in my corporate job. And, you know, Nancy, Janet, Caroline, I could totally relate. Vanessa is self-employed, who had joined us before. Madeline is self-employed, and Michelina is self-employed. We're all entrepreneurs. But even as an entrepreneur, what I've learned for the past year, I've only been an entrepreneur 1 year, as of last month, it has its own challenges as well. Because although sometimes you have too much freedom, all this time to do whatever you want to do. So that could be kind of, I mean, who wants to comment on that? That when you have so much time, like you find yourself like, oh my, you know, like you really have to structure your time.
Need to be disciplined.
Very disciplined. I have found that you have to be disciplined. You have to be focused. Time chunking. So freedom when you're working for someone, yes, I agree with all of you. But when you're in your own business, freedom, you also need to really be disciplined. So the reason why I wanted to create a book around freedom is because for me, that was a main core value of mine for years. And all of you said everything that I have said for years and years and years. And when I got laid off from corporate America and I embarked on a journey, I really wanted to figure out, how do I get free? And so only 2 years ago was when I decided to write a book. Okay, Caroline. And so it just 2 years ago, I was on a cruise. Actually, I was on a cruise with all these speakers, and we were going to Cuba and forgot where else we went. Oh, Cozumel, Mexico. And so we had to do an exercise. So all these people were speakers. And I, went on this cruise because I wanted to know how to be a better speaker, how to be a speaker, how to get connections. Well, the woman who was leading the cruise said, you have to be an author in order to speak on this cruise next year. So I said, you know what, I'm going to write a book. Now, I didn't go there to be an author. I went there that I wanted to really know how to get speaking opportunities. So we were doing an exercise, and it came to me during this exercise that I was going to create a book, 7 Steps to Freedom in Life and Business. And so for every letter of the word, I came up, Vanessa and I wish Vanessa was here, because her and I really brainstormed together to come up with each letter of the word. So that's what I want to talk about tonight, is that the first letter in the word freedom was faith. And I didn't come up with any other word but faith, because for me, that's where it begins. And I'd love to get your comments, because when I say faith, I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about having faith in myself. That belief in yourself, that you're applying it to your business, you're applying the faith to your life, that you actually believe it, that you can do it. So that's how I see faith. What is everybody else's thoughts about that? Because that to me is my first component of freedom, is faith. Anyone?
I agree with you. I was going to say, and I'm so happy that you brought this up. I've actually been studying this whole topic right now through a program called Thinking into Results. It's Bob Proctor's program. I don't know if anyone's familiar with him. But it's a study basically on the book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Right?
I'm reading it right now. Again.
I would recommend. It's the kind of book that you want to read and reread and so on, right? And he talks about faith. And again, like you said, not necessarily religious perspective, but the idea that you believe that you have an unlimited potential. The only potential, right, Madeline, is what you tell yourself. And this is what I tell the women on my team. There is no limit to what you can accomplish in your business, in your health, putting the action plans together and so on and so forth. But just realizing that the only limitation is what you place on yourself.
Exactly.
You have the faith in this unlimited ability to do whatever. And remembering too, Tina, that with that faith, to realize that we can't do anything by ourselves, right? I can't be successful without the help of all of you ladies, and so on.
Exactly.
We don't do it alone. So it's not something to be afraid of.
Right. No, that is so true. And Vanessa, she's part of my dream team. We bounce each other off. We'll talk about it. Actually, got to talk to her next week. But it's really the faith, and she's a spiritual person. She's, I met her at a Bible study. That's how I met Vanessa. Okay. And we've been really close for over 3 years. And so she's such a sweet woman. She probably lost her internet knowing Vanessa. So that's why she's probably not on. But yeah, faith. And she was so happy when I said, you know what, I really want to start with the word faith, the letter faith for the word F. I mean, for the letter F. And there's so many other words I could have come up with but that's really what I wanted to start with. So, you know, when you think about your business, how do you apply faith in your business? Who wants to
Well,
share?
I will. So you just have to know that you can do it. You know, that's the faith. Like I can succeed. I will succeed at making, you know, just doing whatever you want to do, making a certain amount of money, getting known, whatever it is. You just have to believe. You know, it's like the Olympic contestants. They visualize themselves winning, you know, winning the race, or visualize themselves, whatever their sport is. So it's kind of the same thing.
Exactly. And when you think of faith too, it's faith versus fear.
Oh.
You know, because when you think of fear, it's, you know, when you don't have faith, you might have the fear. So there's these two components.
Yeah.
So isn't it better to have faith versus the fear? Because, I mean, fear, what does fear do for you? I mean, who wants to share? I mean, what does fear do? Does it work towards you or against you?
It cripples you.
Yes. Oh, I like that. Gabrielle Bernstein. Yes, I'm familiar with her. The Universe Has Your Back. I've heard of it. Yeah.
Good book.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't read it, but I've heard of it.
And it's all about faith over fear. It's a fantastic read.
Good. I'll have to write that down.
When you say, anytime someone says faith over fear, well, I think of the Bible, and then I think of Gabrielle Bernstein.
Yeah, no, I do too. I mean, I absolutely think of the Bible first, and that's for me. But other people that may not believe in that, this is second choice, Gabrielle Bernstein. So so that's when we talk about faith. So that's really my first chapter in my book. So the second one for R is release. So when I think of release, it's really just the word letting go. You know, when you have the faith, you believe what you can do, and letting it go, that it's going to happen. Really, action, again, going back to fear, action really trumps fear. Okay. And it begins with the end in mind. So when I was in corporate, and for those of you that are in corporate, I had that end in mind. I knew that at some point I was going to leave. I just didn't know when, until I actually put a date on the calendar, circled it, X'd it, and I let everybody know about it. And I said, this is the day, July 26th of 2018 is the day. And I had that end in mind. So, and it really trumped the fear, because you would make excuses. How many of you make excuses or have made excuses? You want to do something and there's things that get in the way. And it's fear. For me, it was huge. It was really huge about the fear. And I really, when I talk about release too, I'm thinking about having a vision. You know, I had this vision that I knew I was going to leave. I kept putting it on my vision board. I had gone to a Jack Canfield, and this is something that I had shared with Vanessa when we were writing the book. Jack Canfield, I went to his conference in 2018 before I quit my job. And every day from April till July, I kept saying, I am happy and grateful that I have left my corporate job. I am now transforming women's lives to freedom. And I said that every day. Now he says to say that for 30 days. I went beyond 30 days, but it was the first time that I said the same statement consistently. I've done it before, and I had just stopped. You start, you stop, and I never really kept it going. So I believe, this is my belief, that it's because I had that vision. I kept saying that statement. I wrote it down on my calendar. I shared it with others. I was planning it. I took action. What did I mean by that? I put money away. I created an emergency fund to make sure that I could still pay those bills that I needed to pay. And then my husband was supportive of it. Okay. Actually, I didn't even tell my husband I was quitting until I quit. Okay. Because he was going to try to talk me out of it, which he's done. And that time, that was another thing that was different. I didn't tell him until I quit. And so he was shocked and was okay with it. All right. So that was also different when I let go, because there were people that were saying to me, how can you do this? Oh, what are you going to do? You know, about money, and you need the money, you have bills. I was an empty nester too, which also helped because my kids were out of the house. I was always worried about them. I was like, I didn't want to impact them. So that was something, a pressure that I was putting on myself. But that's release to me, okay? So what does release mean to all of you as we're talking about freedom?
Well,
I just have a, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go Nancy.
I just have a question. So when you say release, is it letting go of fear, or is it letting go of more than fear?
It's both. Letting go of the outcome. Letting go of the outcome. Don't attach to it.
You know,
Okay.
can I add a thought on this?
Yes, absolutely.
I love that you brought this up, because this is something that I talk to my girls about as well, which is that, so like the way it comes into play, Nancy, in my business is I teach my team to just be dedicated and committed, let's say, to the process of reaching out to people, right? To the process of educating and sharing about, you know, last week it was about anxiety and depression. Next week it's going to be asthma and allergies, and then diabetes. You know, just be committed to the process of sharing, but don't be so attached, like release, because you're going to get no's. People are going to tell you they're not interested in what you have to offer. You know, they don't care about, let's say, badass courage, or, you know, being health coached, or oils, or we're going to hear that, right? We're going to be people that say, I don't really get that. I don't need that. Fine. Okay. So you let them roll, you let them go, but you're committed to the process of sharing. So that's the way when you talk about release, I just release the people that are a match for me, that are not ready. They're not in the and just keep going, because there are people that need all of you. It's just a matter of finding them and keep going.
Absolutely. Good message. Thanks, Michelina. Madeline, were you going to say something?
I was going to say something, but I want to add something to it based on what Nancy and Michelina said. Releasing, Nancy, you asked, is that releasing fear? What is that releasing? So releasing is releasing emotions that are dragging you down. For example, if you have anger, you're holding on to weight. If you have anger, you may have headaches, you may have migraines. We were trying to figure out what the heck is going on with Tina's knee. I had a skin thing going on, but I figured it out. And it started 18 months prior to when it exploded. So those things can happen when we don't release things, release emotions, release whatever we're feeling. It's like, you know, like when you exercise, you release all this energy and you release your endorphins, and we have to get rid of things. So I released 20 pounds. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. Welcome.
I released 20 pounds from, well, a little bit more since last January without a diet.
I know.
So I'm very much into Dr. Joe Dispenza and all his work. And so I did it with that. And also I did have to learn a few practical, tactical things. Good food I was eating, like some legumes were not necessarily good for me. So that I released. Then, Michelina, you said something about talking to your team, and Tina mentioned also about not attaching to the result. So when we would let ourselves go from what we expect and don't expect, just know that we're going to accept whatever it is, life flows better.
Yes.
And I know that sounds woo-woo, but, you know, on testimony, Mamacita, you know.
It's so hard to do at times for me.
Yeah.
It has been hard to let go of the outcome. Hey, Carrie, well, welcome to our session. We're just having our conversation about getting freed, and we are in the R, which is release, for getting freed. And so it's part of my book that I'm launching. So, Carrie, would you like to share with the group what you do and where you're from?
Oh, goodness, I don't want to take your time away. I know I joined in the middle here.
That's okay. Just real quickly, real brief. What do you do and where are you from?
Okay, I live on a lake in northern Minnesota. I help wounded women to get their mojo back, and I'm late because I was recording a video for my upcoming meditation challenge, and I forgot to put my timer on.
That's okay. There'll be a replay. So this is being recorded, and you'll be able to watch the replay, not to worry. So I'm so happy that you joined us, because we were full of Connecticut women here. We needed some diversity here. Florida, now we got Minnesota. Okay? So thank you for balancing the diversity. Okay, awesome. So yeah, so R was release. Okay, so the first E in getting freed is evaluation. So when I talk about evaluation, for me, it's really stepping back to the bigger picture. It's evaluating your results. It's evaluating like, okay, what was my big picture? So when I was in corporate and I wanted to be free, I had to evaluate, like, what do I want? What is my vision, like I talked about? But it's really, you know, getting back to what is my why? And so when I think of evaluate, it's getting to why did I want to create a business for women, professional women who are in corporate, who want to get out of corporate and they want to achieve freedom. And also I help entrepreneurs grow their business by generating more clients, generating more revenue. But it was really, I had to find the tools to build my business too. So when you're evaluating, you're looking at what you have, okay, to build your business, to build, you know, to get free. Because tools can free up your time. Tools in general are huge, okay? And I know Madeline, because I know tools are huge, especially automating your tools, okay? Can save you so much time. But really, when I talk about evaluate, I really is about my why, okay? Like, what is my why for doing this, okay? Any comments? Janet, anyone want to share what you think about evaluate? Nancy, Michelina, Madeline?
Yeah, I love the evaluation piece. I actually learned that through a training module I took. I can't remember who. Maybe it was Fraser Brooks. Have you all heard of Fraser?
No.
He's over in the UK. He's great for MLM.
Okay.
He's a hoot. But maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. Evaluation is so important to just check back with yourself and what's going on, and just evaluate, you know, your feelings and what's going on, and
yeah,
do it often, and do it very often, because you just need to check back in and see what's going on.
And it's interesting when you said evaluate your feelings, because as I was going through my journey in corporate, I had a lot of feelings. Coming home angry. I know Madeline's laughing. Angry. I had a boss that I couldn't stand. Like, I literally hated her. I mean, and that's a strong word, but I just, oh my God, I was just like, I just couldn't stand her. Okay. And so every day evaluating my feeling of hatred and frustrated and tired. And I was like, so evaluating was huge for me as I was going through my journey from corporate. And so that's something to look at. So when you're looking to get freed, you know, evaluate, you know, what is your why? You know, what are your feelings? You know, your emotions. It really tap into your emotions with that, because it's something to really get to. And I, you know, when I was, like I said, going through, okay, what am I going to, for every letter of the word freedom, how can I come up with letters that really resonate to me? Because this is my story. Sure. This is my version of freedom. It may not be the same version for you, but it's what I've learned, what has helped for me, methods that have applied to me. And Vanessa, who has known me, she came in and came out. She's the one that is writing it with me, the book. So she could totally share all of this too. So that's my evaluate. Now the next E is energy. So when I think of energy, now you need good health, right? Mm-hmm. Energetic. You need energy to go out there networking. When I was working full time, I needed energy to go out and network. I needed energy to really keep up with the momentum. And And I, it's not like I was really young in my 30s. All right. I was in my 50s and I'm out there, networking and meeting people. And I kept saying, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. So as I'm feeling the frustration feelings, evaluating, and then I'm going to my energy like, oh, I can't do this. I really can't do this. I don't have the energy. I'm tired. But here's the thing, guys, women. When you're tired, it's okay to take a pause, like Madeline says. Take a pause, rest. Don't be so hard on yourself. So energy is very important when you're thinking about how can I get freed in life in general. Okay? What are your thoughts about this? What do you think about energy?
Energy is also, everything is energy.
Money, everything, life. Yep.
We are, we can only see to a certain point. And some people who are really skilled and high thinkers can see auras because they're able to see that energy. I can feel that energy. I have that gift, always had it. My dad had it. But energy comes in everything that we do. So we can be so happy about what we're doing that we don't feel a lack of energy.
Exactly.
So just like you didn't like your boss, I had someone I was working with at one point, and when I got up in the morning, I dreaded getting out of bed.
Yes.
I almost wanted to cry, and the energy was like, kind of like pulling weights behind me, and yet nothing changed physically. That is how powerful our energy is.
Right.
So I love that you use the word energy because you can really tap into that for so many things.
Yes, and mental and physical. Okay, because I would come home not physically tired, but mentally tired. Okay, and not really, it might not be busy physically, but just mentally, that it was just very draining. So there was no freedom when I was mentally drained. Okay, the D, okay, is determination. So as I'm out there looking to get freedom, I was determined to growing, determined that I was all in, determined that I was committed to the end result, having that vision, seeing myself, evaluating my feelings, that, so that was for me determination. And how do you feel about determination in your lives, in your business? How has that helped you?
Wow. Well, that partners with intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you're going, and intention and commitment and determination are kind of all in the same package. That if you don't keep your focus on where you're trying to go and why you're trying to go there, all the things you're talking about, then you can't get there.
Exactly. So yeah, having your focus, having your intention. And that's one of the things that I focus on. And when I work with my clients is setting your intentions. What is your intention for the day, the hour, for your life? What is your intention? What do you want to focus on? Okay. And for me, my focus has been about getting women out of corporate and achieving freedom. Okay. And not necessarily being an entrepreneur. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. But if you have freedom in your jobs, you're loving what you're doing, you're passionate with what you're doing, that's great. You'll have the energy, you'll have the passion. Every day you walk in and you're excited. Too many working Americans are not happy with where they are. They're just going through the motions. They're burnt out. Okay, we did a whole talk on burnt out in a previous session. They're just burnt out. No balance in their life. They're just going through the motion. They don't have their mojo, Carrie, okay, in their life. And when you don't have your mojo, baby, you just can't move on. Okay, you just can't move on. So that's the get freed. And for all of you, just to let you know, because I'm saying this tonight, the O and the M, because my book is all about freedom, the whole word, but tonight I just wanted to focus on 5. It's optimism and mindset. So I start with faith and I end with mindset. Okay? Because it does, you got to have the right mindset and being optimistic. I mean, how do you think, how can you get results if you don't have optimism? Like every day talking negative to yourself, or like, and there were days, okay, let me tell you, there were days that I really said, I just can't do this. I'm not going to do this. You know what? I might as well stay in my job and just be unhappy because it's never going to change. So why bother? All right. That was my attitude. There were days that I was feeling that. And that's when I would be like, you know, like, okay, isolate myself and not. So I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel at times. So that's my definition of getting freed that I wanted to share with you. And this is just a snippet because, like I said, I'm going to be launching my book this year. And, but I wanted to start with August. And Carrie, you know, this month, it's all about get out of the summer slump and get it done. And being free is the first step to get it done. Whatever it is in life, whatever you want to achieve, you know, get your mojo, get your energy, get your courage. You know, Madeline is all about get that badass courage. Okay, that confidence. We all need it. Okay, we need our health. You know, Nancy, you know, she has been burnt out, but you know what? I'm proud of Nancy because Nancy's taking some self-care days. She's scheduling them. That's the difference. She's actually scheduling self-care.
Yeah.
Because she's been burnt out in her job and she is intentional. And this is the key, like you were saying, Carrie, being intentional. You know, so Nancy was intentional with her self-care. She saw it as a problem. It wasn't helping her at her job. And she said, okay, while I'm here, I'm going to make the best of it, but I got to do something different.
Atta girl.
And she's been feeling better. Her job hasn't changed, but she's working on that. You know, we've been working together and I know she's been, you know, she's intentional about it. I see great things happening in Nancy's career soon. You know, so
Thank you.
Yeah. Any thoughts, any questions? We're coming up. It's 7:45. I want to respect all of your time. Any last thoughts before we wrap it up?
One of the things that you said that really stood out to me tonight, which is so true, and I forget it, is to being content in the present moment. I just think that that is so important, and I forget that. And, you know, I'll go off and I, you know, start moaning and groaning, complaining, or thinking about, oh, I got the whole week in front of me or whatever. Being content, meditating, that meditation fosters that, but just being content in the present moment.
Yes.
You know?
And I want to share something. This is something that Michelina shared with me, the 5-minute paperback journal. By the way, I did get it, Michelina.
Yay.
And so for 5 minutes every morning, we journal, or I journal, and but basically every day you talk about I am grateful for, what would make today great, daily affirmation, so I am, 3 amazing things that happened today, and how could I have made the day better? So every day you write this. It doesn't take long at all.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, like for today, I already filled in my today. And my today, how could I have made my day better? I said to enroll a new client. Okay, that was just for today. But yesterday it was something different. But every day, so it goes back to what I was saying earlier, Nancy. It brings you in the present moment. So it's called the 5-minute journal. It's really inexpensive. I think it's like $5.
Oh.
You can get it on Amazon.
Oh, okay. Is it called the 5-minute paperback journal, or?
Yep, the 5-minute paperback journal.
Oh, okay.
Yep, go on Amazon, type it in. And yeah, I mean, it's another tool. We were talking earlier about tools, and this isn't just simple. If you don't have a lot of time, you're getting ready, you got to leave, you got to go to your job, you don't have a lot of time to journal, or you forget to journal. This is really a thin book. It's quick. And so Michelina shared that one time online, and I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. I have other journals here because that's one of the things. I buy all these things and I don't really use them. So, you know, so yeah, there's books everywhere here. that I
Can
have
you
to get to.
can you repeat that? You said I am grateful for, and you fill it in. What would
Yes.
make today great? I am blank, like
Oh, yeah, daily
affirmation.
affirmations. 3 amazing things that happened today. And how could I have made the day better?
Okay, so you journal at night.
Well, here's the thing. I journal in the morning. I journal it in the morning or whatever you want to, whatever time.
Tina, I wonder if yours is a little different because mine has a morning section and then a night.
Mine does it. That's what I was going to say. Yours looks different too.
So in the morning you answer, I'm grateful for your 3 things.
Yeah.
Today, great, your 3 things.
Yep.
And then your daily affirmations. I am powerful, I am kind, I am willing, I am able, I am, whatever. And then at night before you go to bed, you write the 3 amazing things that happened.
Yeah.
And you've made the day better. So
exactly. They didn't separate it out, but I figured it out. I was like, okay, well, I can't put this in this morning because I got to wait for today. But like today, I'm 2 things that are really great are that I'm paying off some debt. That's what I wrote in my journal. I'm paying off some debt, so I'm lowering my debt.
Just for the heck of it, could you both look at the copyright of the books that you have and see if one is newer or older?
I was going to say mine was like $25 or something, but it's
oh really?
Yeah. But if you go to 5minutejournal.com, that's the
no, the copyright date on the front page of your journal.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, mine doesn't have. Let me see. Hold on a second. Mine doesn't say anything, but hold on.
Elena, is yours a hard copy, hardcover?
Yeah. And
yes, mine isn't. Mine isn't.
And also, Carrie has a good point. Yeah, it's just a little different.
Yeah, it is a little different. Mine is a paperback. Okay, but mine says July 31st, 2019, made in the U.S., Middletown, Delaware.
It may be a copy of it or something, but the idea is that, I mean, I love having the prompts and I love the book because it's just but you could write it in a regular notebook or something. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. But the writing part is powerful, right? To get it out of your head and onto paper.
Yes.
It's really powerful. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so that's what I use. So Janet, I know what she was asking for. So it's I am grateful.
Are you talking about the Mel Robbins book?
No, but that's a good one too. Hey, I'm going to her live on August 21st. To her
live. My God.
Oh, wow.
She feeds my mind daily.
Oh, we need to talk. I love her.
Nice. I haven't really tapped into Mel Robbins. I know her, but I haven't really tapped into her.
Oh, do. I mean, she puts out things on Facebook every day that just, your mind just explodes.
Okay.
The podcast is great. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to, this is going way back to the R, but I wanted to mention something about the release.
Yes.
And especially if you are, you're in your business and, maybe you got to know that day or something. And it is so important to release that and move on, because when you just hold on to that, it holds you back and you're not able to move on. And then that evaluate comes in where you evaluate why you got the no and move on.
Right. And like when Michelina was saying, when she talks with her team, because you're right, any conversation you have with someone, if you have the mindset that it's just a conversation.
Correct. Yeah.
Not a sales conversation, it's a networking conversation.
Right.
That release you are releasing. Every person you talk to is not going to be your client.
Right.
Okay. And that's the part that for me, it's been a letting go of that outcome. Because every conversation I would have in the past, I would always say, okay, I hope they're going to be a client.
Right.
No.
Right.
But you know what, Tina? That's fine too, because then I love connecting people with the right person.
Exactly.
I might not be the match, but I might know somebody who is. And that's wonderful too. That feels great to be able to bring 2 people together, Right.
You could be a resource. You could do a collaboration with someone. So that's huge. So when you're thinking about letting go, that you're just releasing that, they're not a client in the first conversation. Okay. You need multiple conversations. That's a whole nother discussion. You need multiple conversations.
Well, and it falls under the category of helping people.
That's right.
You don't help people by trying to get them to be your client. You help people by finding out what they need. And if what they need is something that you don't have, like Michelina said, then you send them, how can you help them?
Exactly.
love
Exactly. Amen to that. So, so for tonight, that's our discussion. So to let everybody know, so next week we're going to have Madeline Fiella, and she's going to talk about how to take badass risks. So as we're talking about the theme of getting it done, get out of the summer slump, now it's going to be risks. So Madeline, do you want to share a little bit about, real quickly, what we can look forward to next week?
Before she does that, you keep talking about the summertime slump, and I, honest to God, in my 72 years, have never heard that term.
Oh, awesome. Okay. You know how a lot of people in the summer, they're just kind of like doing nothing, and they're kind of like, meh. I never had that experience. Okay. I'm always going. Bye, Michelina.
Sorry, I have to run.
Oh, bye,
Thanks
sweetheart.
for
So
joining
good
us.
to see you.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye. We'll talk soon. Yeah, so Carrie, I know, usually they say get out of the summer slump because everybody's like kind of on the down low, not doing much. I've never had a summer slump, to be totally honest with you.
I've never even heard of it.
Wow. Because you're on that beautiful lake in Minnesota.
Right.
Well, I guess maybe it's because I live every day as an adventure, so
There you go.
no room for slump in
Exactly.
there.
So, Madeline, do you want to share just a little bit real quickly, not to put you on the spot?
Absolutely. But before I do that, I want to give kudos to Nancy for seriously taking your self-care seriously
She did.
and taking action on it. You go, girl. That is huge. Yes, I applaud you. So yes, risks, badass risks. It's interesting because when we are entrepreneurs, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, every day is a risk. You get up out of bed, it's already a risk. But we're used to these things. So what I'm going to be covering is the different types of risks that we need to take in order to grow, how to step into that unfamiliar territory, what to do on piggybacking to let go so that you can take that risk, so that when you're going across into an unfamiliar zone, you're not so afraid, because risks aren't as scary as it sounds.
Right.
Especially when the foundation of who you are is solid, authentic, and transparent to you first. Then risks become just a part of business.
Right. Good. Well, we're very excited. We're looking forward to your talk. All of you, you don't need to register for next week. It's the same Zoom link that you came in tonight. But what I've been doing is I've been sending out emails, reminders, and Facebook messages for the people, the core group that have been joining us on a regular basis. And then after next week, we're going to have another speaker, Doreen Dilger. She's going to talk about how to redirect and be productive. And she's a productivity coach and has written books as well. So she's also an author. And that's going to be a very lively discussion, and look forward to seeing all of you on that as well. And so I want to just thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm so grateful for all of you. And I love you women for tuning in and joining me. So I'm really grateful for all of you. Okay, so
Thank you so much.
thank you. And the replay will be in my Facebook group, okay?
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Have a
Bye.
Hugs and
Sending
blessings.
love.
Bye.
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 Thanks.